So weekly advisor movements, 4th of February 2021. So number of net ceased for the week, 19. Switches very high at 42 and new of 4, bring our weekly net losses to 15 and year to date of 100. So we cracked a ton. But that's actually quite light in terms of last year, January 2020. We actually had about 300 losses at that point in time. So it will be interesting to see how the exams play out over the next sort of 4 to 6 months, who's sitting them and who actually passes, fails, or doesn't reset. So watch these numbers, obviously. Shout out to the switches. So Shiley going from Charter to Avalon Financial Services. And Stephen, I did drop in Griffith here back 1927, this picture was. So Stephen and I corresponded over email during the week. Stephen and Michael moving from Bridges along with 2 other advisors to their own license, GWP Financial Services. So congratulations. Biggest gains for the week. So Wilson Stockbroking up 3, now sitting at 64 advisors. Grant O'Reilly's group of 3, 263 advisors, up 31% from December 18. Jonathan Christie continues to grow his Oriana Financial Services, so now sitting at 64 advisors. Futuro, Dennis Bashford there, 56, down from their highs of 68. GWP Financial, who I aforementioned, 5 advisors, now sitting at 6 as a boutique license. Count Plus, Count Financial gained 6, so now sitting at 245 advisors, down 41%. I would make mention of Matthew Rowe's article this week, actually in today's Money Management, about the profitability of licensees. So I would recommend reading that. And Wealth Trail, which is trading as Freedom Finance Australia, run by Daniel Rake and Chris Macashern. I hope I got that right, Chris. Now sitting at 23 advisors. Most of those advisors have come from either FSP, Financial Services Partners, or Affinia. Biggest losses this week, In Focus 3, Affinia 3, as I mentioned, heading to Wealth Trail, Lonsdale 3, another week of IWF advice groups. So Godfrey Pembroke under the MLC umbrella, a net loss of 4. FSP, again, IWF down 5 at 117. Charter AMP 6, now down to 444 advisors, and Garvin lost 12. The MLC branded Garvin, now under IWF. Thought the quote of the week this week really is a good one, and it's from the Professional Planner magazine. It's out today. I think the quote was over the weekend, and it's from Paul Barrett from Azimat there, AZNGA. As entrepreneurs, advisors should be constantly looking to add value beyond the status quo. If they don't have the capability and capacity to do so, they should attain it organically or through M&A. While compliance and governance is critically important, entrepreneurs prioritise their clients' needs and find a way to make stuff happen. And I think in this environment where licensees and advisors are struggling from a regulatory standpoint, it just resonated with me, just within my business and also within, within the realms of the advice community, about what they need to look for to make their advice practices profitable, and also to make licensees profitable within the confines of, what Paul was saying, and the analogy that he used was, how do you look at the flags on a beach and sort of, whether you stay within the flags or go outside the flags, and what does going outside the flags actually mean? Anyway, worthwhile having a read of that article. I think it will resonate with a lot of you. But that's it from me for the week. As I mentioned, always, please go to the platform if you haven't already claimed, get your reviews. So that's advisorratings.com.au. I'll touch base again next week.